You make $80,000 a year. That's a solid income. You worked for it, you sacrificed for it, you saved money instead of wasting it. You did everything people said you were supposed to do. So naturally, you think you're ready to buy a house. Then, one night, you open Zillow, and suddenly, nothing makes sense. Every house that doesn't look like it's falling apart costs at least $400,000. The kitchens are outdated, the carpet is ancient, the listing calls it a starter home, but it doesn't feel like a start, it feels like settling. But here's the confusing part. The bank says you're approved. Your real estate agent is smiling. Everyone acts like this is normal. So why does it feel wrong? Because nobody is telling you the truth about what you can actually afford, not what you qualify for, not what the bank allows, what you can afford without slowly destroying your financial life. And today, we're going to look at the real numbers, not the fantasy, the math. The median household income in America is about $84,000 per year. That sounds respectable. That sounds middle class. That sounds like the kind of income where owning a normal house should be possible. But the median home price is around $415,000. That means the average home costs about 5 times the average income. 5 times. And that's where the problem begins. Because there's a guideline in personal finance called the 28% rule. It says you shouldn't spend more than 28% of your gross income on housing. That includes your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and everything else. This rule exists for a reason. It protects your ability to live the rest of your life. It protects your flexibility. It protects your peace of mind. But banks don't use that number. Banks will approve you at up to 43% of your income when debts are included. That's not a comfort level. That's a risk threshold. That's the maximum pressure they believe you can handle without breaking. Let's look at what this actually means. Imagine you buy a $400,000 house. You put down 10%, which is $40,000. Now you have a $360,000 mortgage. At current interest rates, your monthly mortgage payment is about $2,150. At first, that sounds manageable, but that's only the beginning. You still need to pay property taxes, which might be around $450 per month. Homeowner's insurance, about $300 per month. Private mortgage insurance, another $275 per month because you didn't put 20% down, and maintenance, which averages around $333 per month over time. Now suddenly, your real monthly housing cost isn't $2,150, it's about $3,500. That's the real number. And that's the number most people don't fully process until it's too late. So what income do you actually need to afford $3,500 per month safely? About $150,000 per year. Not $80,000, not $90,000, $150,000. But the bank might still approve you at much lower income levels. That's the gap. The gap between approval and affordability. Approval means you can survive. Affordability means you can live. And most people buy based on survival, not comfort. That's how people become house poor. House poor doesn't mean you miss payments. It means everything else in your life becomes fragile. Let's say you earn $80,000 per year. After taxes, that's roughly $4,600 per month. Your housing cost $3,200 per month. Now you have $1,400 left. That has to cover food, utilities, transportation, insurance, gas, medical expenses, everything. And realistically, that's not enough. So every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. A car repair becomes debt. A broken appliance becomes stress. A medical bill becomes a setback. You technically own a home, but financially, you feel trapped inside it. Now compare that to someone earning $200,000 per year buying the exact same house. Their housing cost might only be around 22% of their income. They can still save money. They can still invest. They can still handle surprises without panic. The house didn't change. Their income margin did. And margin is everything. Margin is freedom. Margin is stability. Margin is what makes ownership feel like security instead of pressure. Location makes this even more complicated. the same amount of money buys completely different lives depending on where you live. In some places, $500,000 barely buys space. In other places, it buys comfort, stability, and room to grow. Your salary doesn't exist in isolation. It exists relative to your housing market. And in many areas, incomes simply haven't kept up with prices. Your parents experienced a completely different reality. Decades ago, homes cost about 3 times the average income. Today, they cost closer to 5 times. Yes, interest rates were higher back then, but prices were lower relative to income. Down payments were achievable faster, and when interest rates dropped, they could refinance. You can't refinance the price you paid. That difference changed everything. Home ownership used to be difficult. Now, for many people, it's structurally harder. And even after you buy, the costs don't stop. Homes require constant maintenance. Things break, systems fail, repairs happen. Roofs need replacement, HVAC systems wear out, water heaters fail, insurance premiums rise, property taxes increase. These costs are inevitable. Owning a home means owning those responsibilities, and those responsibilities cost money. Debt makes everything harder. Every monthly debt payment reduces your flexibility. Car payments, student loans, credit cards, they all reduce your margin. Even if the bank approves you, the pressure remains. Approval doesn't eliminate risk, it transfers it to you. Saving the down payment is its own challenge. Even with aggressive saving, it can take years to accumulate enough, and during those years, prices often continue rising. It can feel like chasing something that keeps moving further away. Not because you're irresponsible, because the system changed. Many people hope prices will crash, but most homeowners already have low mortgage rates. They're not selling. That keeps supply limited. Limited supply keeps prices stable. The market may slow, it may flatten, but waiting isn't failure. Waiting is patience. Waiting is strategy. And renting isn't automatically losing. Buying an unaffordable house can damage your finances far more than any renting ever could. Renting gives flexibility. Buying gives stability. The right choice depends on your numbers, not pressure, not expectations, math. Here's the truth most people don't say clearly. If buying a house makes your life more stressful, it's not helping you. Ownership should improve your life, not restrict it. You don't win by buying as soon as possible. You win by buying when it makes sense, when you have margin, when you have stability, when you have breathing room. You have options. You can wait. You can save longer. You can increase your income. You can buy smaller. You can move somewhere more affordable. There is no deadline. There is no prize for struggling. You are not failing. The math changed. Housing became more expensive relative to income. Understanding that protects you, because the most dangerous financial decisions happen when people ignore math and follow pressure. The bank may approve you, the agent may encourage you, society may expect it, but you are the one who lives with the consequences. And the only number that truly matters isn't what you're approved for, it's what you can afford while still living your life. Because your salary doesn't buy the house you hope it does, it buys the house your math allows. And understanding that might be the most important financial decision you ever make.